sim racing ranking system is a structured method of ranking the performance of sim racers in a competitive online racing environment. These ranking systems are used to determine the skill level of individual drivers, which create balanced matchmaking in online races and provide a sense of progression. But what if us as sim racers didn't know what that ranking was? Would it make a difference? Would it be better? Well, there are several benefits of a visible ranking system. We, as in us sim racers, are motivated to improve our skills, to improve our ranking. This encourages dedication and practice, ultimately raising the overall skill level of a sim racer on whatever simulator they're racing on. As we increase our rating, there is a sense of accomplishment and achievement. When all is going well and the numbers are going in the right direction, this can definitely be a motivator. With a visible ranking system, it can be used to identify suspicious or unfair patterns, making it easier to detect and prevent unfair play. And obviously, achieving a higher rank that everybody can see can give you some kind of prestige within the sim racing community. But all that being said, there is a good argument for your driver ranking to be invisible or potentially calculated in a different way. So most simulators right now have a very similar ranking system. You have your driver rating, which is your iRating or ELO, which is a reflection of how well you perform on track. The higher up the race you finish, the higher any gains will be. Then there's the safety rating, which is a reflection of how safe you are. Going off track, hitting other cars will damage your safety rating, thus potentially preventing you from racing in a particular series. I'll use iRacing as an example because that's a tried and tested model. If you want to race in the most prestigious series on iRacing on the roadside, you have to have an A license. So this takes quite a bit of work to achieve and isn't easy if you're trying to gain on your driver rating at the same time. Only the top drivers can seem to achieve both a really high driver ranking and a really high safety rating. Now, imagine you've been working really hard on your driver ranking. Let's take the GT3 class, for example, and you've got to whatever ranking that you're happy with, whether that be 1,000, 3,000, 8,000, the number doesn't really matter. You're happy. You've hit your target. But one bad race and you could lose a huge chunk, which could potentially take several races to gain back. And that's even if things go according to plan. Now, in my opinion, this is the one thing that stops people from racing. I know, I've been there. So there might be a race that you fancy jumping into, such as the Global Mazda at Laguna Seca. Now, this was the first ever combo I did on iRacing, so it's always a bit special. But having worked hard to gain all that driver ranking, this is a huge risk, as we all know what the Global Mazda series is like. It's very much a lottery whether you get through turn one. So many of us will decide not to race because there's a huge risk of losing some of your driver rating. But if we couldn't see the number, would it matter if we lost some? Real life racing drivers don't have an arbitrary number to establish their skill level. So why should we have one? I get it, it's a video game. We've been chasing the high scores forever. But sim racing is different. For me, it's not about the high score. It's about the racing. It's the emotion that we feel as sim racers. To me, that is far more important than a number. I don't know, can we combine the driver ranking with the safety rating, whether that's D, C, B, A, or AM, Pro? I've seen many super fast guys with a high I rating with a super low safety rating. The number, the driver ranking, doesn't tell the whole story. When I've previously spoken about this before, I liken it to gambling. Your I rating being the currency and the races that you enter being the bets you place your money on. You have one good race, gain some I rating, you think, right, I'll do that one again, I'll gain some more, but then you lose more than you even gained on the first race. Then you think, I need to do another one. I need to get that I rating back, but then you lose again. All of that can have a hugely negative impact on your mental health. So I'm really interested to know what you guys think. Does the thought of losing some of your driver ranking prevent you from just entering races for fun? Would not knowing your driver ranking make any difference? Let me know down below in the comments. For me personally, if you were going to ask me that same question, yes, knowing that you will lose driver rating does affect the amount of races that you enter, 100%. But knowing that does focus you a little bit more, and I probably put a bit more practice in than I would if it didn't matter. So it is a double-edged sword. If you could combine the driver ranking with the safety rating and give you AM, Pro-Am, Pro, whatever it is, without the arbitrary number attached to it, I think that might work. How? I've no idea. But let me know down below in the comments what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.